Gajananam Bhutaganati Sevitam Kapitha Jambu Falasar Pakshitam Umasutam Shoka Vinasha Karanam Namami Vigneshwara Pada Pankajam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sadashiva Samarambam Sankaracharya Madhyamam Asmat Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Kesavi Pranandam Sittam Vande Jagadgurum Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvata Sadike Saranye Trayambake Gauri Narajani Namosute Om Sri Matre Namaha Om Sri Annadhaya Namaha Om Sri Vasudhaya Namaha Om Sri Sachamara Ramavani Sabvidachana Sevitaya Namaha Om Sri Katasha Gingari Bhuta Kamala Koti Sevitaya Namaha Om Sri Sivasaktyaika Rupinye Namaha Om Sri Lalitambikaya Namaha Om Sri 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 Santananta Avaduta Sadgurave Namaha Om Shakti Om Parashakti Om Shakti Om 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 Namah Parvati Pataye Hara Hara Mahadeva. Namaskarams to all. Welcome to session number 10 in the Sanatana Dharma Lalitha Sahasranamam series under the Vande Vidya Shankaram program of Sringeri Vidya Bharati Foundation North. I'm going to now switch on to the screen where the slides are seen so you can watch the program with the slokams. So let's see what we did so far. We had completed 9 sessions. And these 9 sessions had up to 105 slokams and 530 namas. We covered about 71 namas in the last session. So over the last 9 months, we completed a little more than half of the Lalitha Sahasranamam. So I take this opportunity to quickly review what we have covered so far. That will be the first slide so that even people who are joining now, they will be able to connect up. When we started actually with an introduction to Lalitha Sahasranamam in the very first session that included the origin, the background, and how the Lalitha Sahasranamam came, the content, some highlights, and the Dhyana Slokam. In the sessions that followed, we covered 14 important parts of Lalitha Sahasranamam. So I am giving you a summary in the table. In the first part, we covered 3 slokams which dealt with Sri Mata's avataram, appearance, how she was born. Chitaknikunta Sampudas, you know. Devakarya Samudyata, for the purpose of fulfilling the work of Devas. And second part, we covered Ambal's Kesadi Pada description, head to foot description, which covered from 4 slokams to 21 slokams. And the third part was the description of Srinagara, Srigara Varnane, describing the divine city. That was 22 and 23 slokams. The fourth part, which was quite important, was Bandasura Vadam. How Devi was accompanied by the powers of Animadi Shaktis and other Devatas in this battle to kill Bandasura. And in the fifth part is the Sukshma Rupam as Mantra Rupam of Ambal, which is slokams 34-35. And the sixth part came the Kundalini Rupam. Ambal appeared in Mooladhara, and that covered 36 to 40 slokams. And in the seventh part, it was the Bhakta Anugraham. Devi's Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vasya, Bhakti Saubhagya Dayini. The slokam 41-42 covered. She is attracted by Bhakti, Bhakti Vasya. You can capture Ambal by Bhakti. The eighth part was the Nirguna Upasana, which is worshipping without attributes. You have the various ways of Upasana, Saguna, Nirguna, Nirguna Upasana, which was in slokams 43-45. And in the ninth part, the benefits of chanting Nirguna Upasana. Niradhara, Niranjana, Nirlepa, Nirmala, Nitya, Nirakara, all these will come nir. And those are the ones which really purify the mind. And 10th part is Saguna Upasana. That is puja through mantras and yantras, which was included in slokams 51-60. The 11th part was the Pancha Brahma Swarupam. Ambal is described as Pancha Brahma Swarupani. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudran, Isanan, Sadashivam. And 5 Swarupams you got. Panchakritya Parayana. Srishti, Sthiti, Samharam, Tirodhanam, Anugraham, which we talked about in that particular part, in covering slokam 61-75. And in the 12th part is the Kshetra Rupam. Devi in different elements, 5 elements as you call it. Prithvi, Apu, Vayu, Agni, Akasham, and in Indriyas. That was up to slokam 80. And then the 13th part was the Pitams and Anga Devatas. We described Devi as Panchashat Pita Rupani, right? 51 Pitams, they've got 51 Devi Pitams and 51 Aksharas also in Sanskrit. And Shadanga Devata Yukta, worshipped by 6 Anga Devatas. So that is covered in slokams 81-97. And in the 14th part, slokams 98-110, it is called Yogini Nyasam. We covered from slokam 98, Nama 475, up to slokam 110, Nama 534. So the first 111 names of Ambal, from Sribata to Bisatantu Taniyasi, they are known as the Mula Grantha, or the base or foundation of the subject. Now, going further, we have mentioned the words Yogini and Chakra several times. Yogini, in Lalitha Sahasranamam, it refers to the female deities who have supernatural powers. Yoginis are considered as aspects of the mother goddess Devi. Lalitha Sahasranamam says, Maha Chadushshati Koti Yogini Gana Sevita. Remember that? Maha Chadushshati Koti Yogini Gana Sevita, which means she is worshipped by 64 crores or 640 million yoginis. Earlier in one of the sessions, I told you about the greatness of Bhaskaraya, who was asked to recite the names of these yoginis, and he started reciting. So actually, Ambal sitting on his shoulder and reciting all those names. How did so many millions of yoginis come? Now let me also explain that. The number 8 is considered very auspicious in Sanatana. That's why we have Ashtalakshmis, There is Ashtalakshmi temple in Chennai. There are 8 siddhis called Ashtama siddhis. And there are 8 matrukas, Ashtamatrukas I call. Brahmani, Vaishnavi, Maheshwari, Indrani, Kaumari, Varagi, Chamunda, Narasimhi. Now, each of these 8 Matruka Devis are served or surrounded by 8 yoginis as Parivara Devatas. So, 8 into 8, you have 64 Tantric yoginis. 8 square is 64. It's also auspicious. Ambal is described as Chadushashta Upacharadya, Chadushashti Kalamai. Chadushashti Upacharadya. She is referring to 64 Upacharas. And Kalamai refers to 64 arts, fine arts. There is a 64 Yogini temple in Jabalpur, Baragat, Madhya Pradesh, where you have these 64 yoginis. And there are also another one in, I think it is in Hirapur, Odisha, where you have this temple for 64 yoginis. Now, each of these 64 yoginis in turn have Parivara Devatas, which is totaling to 1 crore ganas. So we have therefore 64 crores or 640 million yoginis. Just imagine 64 yoginis in turn having 1 crore and totally making to 640 million. So that is the greatness here of the yoginis. Now going further, Lalitha Sahasranamam has been divided into 9 enclosures, what are called avaranas. Enclosure, avarana means it's a covering, it's a concealed covering. That's why it's called avarana. And it's also chakras in Sanskrit. So the 9 avaranas are recognized as chakras said to be located along the central channel of the Sushupna Nadi in our body, in the spine behind. So there is a relationship between these chakras in our human body and what is mentioned in Lalitha Sahasranamam. The worship of Sri Chakra is therefore called as Navavarna Puja. No, Navavarna Kritis, you must have heard of them. Sri Muthuswami Dikshidhar, one of the trinity of Carnatic music, he has composed the Kamalamba Navavarna Kritis. He composed totally 11, which includes 9 Avarana Kritis and 1 Dhyana Kriti and also 1 Mangala Kriti. So this is a beautiful composition of Muthuswami Dikshidhar, who was born and he lived in Tiruvarur. In fact, all the 3 musical trinity, they were born in Tiruvarur. And there is a famous Nataraja temple there, where the deity is Kamalamba. And he worshipped the Kamalamba, and in her praise, he composed the Navavarna Kritis. Now, each of these Kritis has also got the name of the Ragam embedded in it. So when you sing, you get the name of the Ragam also. So I want to just give you one sample of the second Avarna, which is set in Kalyani Ragam. I just sing only the first line. Kamala Bajare Manasa Kamala Bajare Manasa Kamala Bajare Manasa Kalpita Maya Karyam Tejare Kamala Bajare One of the most beautiful compositions of Muthuswami Dikshit. It's a very, the very line itself says that the entire world is Maya. Oh mind, Manasa, Bajare, worship goddess Kamalamba. And Tejare means abandon. Please abandon the attachment to Maya Karyam, that is worldly desires, which are just illusory. So he is appealing to the mind to abandon the illusory worldly desire and worship Kamalamba. A simple beginning on the basic purpose of one's birth, to realize that this entire world is Maya and move on to higher plane. So in Lalitha Sahasranamam, the 9 avaranas have their own corresponding body parts. The yoginis that preside over the chakras within the human body are described in detail, starting from Visuddhi Chakra Nilaya to Yakinyamba Swarup. Now, the name of each yogini, which is the presiding deity for each chakra, ends in ni. Like, you have Dakini, Rakini, Lakini, Kakini, Shakini, Yakini, and so on. In fact, most female names, if you observe, they will end with E or Ya. Like you have Meenakshi, Lakshmi, Vaishnavi, all these end in E. And you also have Kamalamba, Vidya, Sujata, and so on, which ends in A. So the chakras and corresponding yogini powers, they form very important part of yoga in practice. So we will talk about it more as we go along. Now we are into the, the longest part of part 15, which is not described here, but it is going to be starting from slokams 111. It goes up to 180. Now this part is a long part. It is called Vibhuti Vistaram. It essentially covers what is said from the 10th chapter of Vibhuti Yoga in Bhagavad Gita, and it leads up to chapter 18 of Moksha, which is Sannyas Yoga in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhuti in Sanskrit means Aishwaryam, wealth or treasure. And when you put V on it, it expands it to much larger and more valuable, like Nayaka and Vinayaka, Jaya and Vijaya. So Vibhuti means a glorious form or manifestation, which is a great treasure. And Vistaram is expansion. So Vibhuti Vistara Yoga is explained in Bhagavad Gita chapter 10. It's infinite glories of the ultimate truth. Now I want to tell you there is a lot of similarity between Lalitha Sahasranamam and Bhagavad Gita. There is also a similarity between Lord Krishna and Lalita Devi. Krishna is known as playful. He played with gopis. Lalita also means one who plays. I said in the very beginning itself, she plays with devotees. Krishna is beautiful, seen smiling with a peacock feather on his head here. But he also showed his frightening Vishwarupam with gory teeth to Arjuna. Likewise, Devi has her most beautiful Rupams and also the most frightening Rupams. Pasuloka Bhayankari, Mahakali, Chanda Mundasa Risudini, so on. Right? Lalita Sahasranam says, Sahasrasi Savadana, meaning Lalita has thousands of heads and faces. Purusha Suktam also says Sahasrasi Sapurushaha, meaning that Paramatma has thousands of heads. So there are many examples where Lord Vishnu and Lalita Ambal are said to be one and the same. Govinda Rupini, Narayani, Vishnu Rupini, Padmanabha Sahodari, and so on. So you will see a lot of similarities going along. There is also one slokam in Bhagavad Gita which is very relevant to Sri Vidya Upasana, which is telling about the secrets of Gita, which applies to Lalitha Sahasranamam also. Raja Vidya Raja Gukhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyachavagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartumavjayam. Comes in chapter 9. Raja Vidya, this is the knowledge of the king of sciences. And Raja Gukhyam, the most profound of all secrets, and one which purifies who hear it. It is directly realizable. Dharmyam susukam kartum abhivam. You can easily reach it. You can easily practice it. And it is everlasting in effect. So Sri Vidya is filled with secrets. It follows dharma and it purifies those who chant and hear it. So in today's session 10, we'll start from slokam 106, just after the Dhyana slokam. Okay, now let's go on to the Dhyana slokam. Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya Mauli Spurati Tara Naika Sekaram Pitamukim Api Navakshoruham Anibham Alipura Sasakam Raktot Palam Vipratim Saumyam Ratnagadatta Rakta Charanam Jayet Paramambikam Arunam Karuna Tarangitakim Disapasan Kusha Pushpa Bana Chabam Animadiviravrtam Mayuke Ragamitve Vavaye Bhavanim Jayet Padmasanastam Vikasitavadanam Padmapatrayatakshim Hemabam Pitavastram Karakalitalasath Hema Padmambarangim Sarvalankar Yuktam Satanamavezam Bhaktanamram Bhavanim Sri Vidyam Shantamurtim Sakala Suranutam Sarva Sampat Pradatrim Sa Kunkuma Vilepana Malikuchumbi Kasturikam Samanta Hasitechanam Sasara Chapa Pashankusham Aseshta Janamohinim Marunamalya Bhushambaram Japa Kusum Basuram Japa Vitos Maredam Vikam. So let us keep Lalitamba in our mind and go ahead with this slokam 106. I will recite it and then we will begin this session. Mooladhara Bujaruda Panchavaksasi Samsita Ankushadi Prakarana Varadadi Nishevita. As I said in the last session also, Lalitha Sahasranamam continues to describe the various chakras, which are the energy centers in the human body, right from the Nama 475, Vishuddhi Chakra Nilaya. Now, what does chakra mean? Chakra means wheel. Chakras symbolize the flow of energy in our body and refer to the various energy centers. There are, of course, many chakras in our body. Some say there are 114, but 7 of them are most important. Now, what are these 7 chakras? They are called Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipurabja, Anahata, Vishuddha, Ajna, and Sahasrara. Now, as I mentioned, each chakra or the psychic center is presided over by a deity called Yogini. And there are 7 such yoginis which are certain aspects of Devi. So today we are going to continue with the namas, which describes the chakras. Now, before I explain the meaning of this particular slokam, I think you will have to understand some terms like yoga, prana, nadis, and chakras. These are fundamental elements that relate to our body. It will give you much better appreciation of Lalitha Sahasranamam as you recite, you'll immediately connect up what is the meaning of this particular word and the yoga. Both are interconnected. So there is a very strong connection between Lalitha Sahasranamam Yoga, and I would like to explain these terms briefly. Lalita Ambal herself is described as yogini. She's in the form of yoga, yogada. She actually bestows yoga on devotees. Yogya, which are namas coming later, she can be attained by yoga. So the divinity is dwelling in our body. According to our Sanatana Dharma, the divinity is very much within us. Just as yoga describes chakras, Lalita Sahasranamam also describes chakras. Now, let's go to the fundamental. What is yoga? The word yoga is derived from the root yuj, which means to connect. To connect what? To connect the Jivatma with the Paramatma. We have divinity in us, and this divinity is a speck of the big divinity. Therefore, this is a process of the union of self with the divine. It is concerned with integrating the physical, spiritual, as well as mental well-being of a person. According to Sanatana Dharma, the ultimate goal for us is moksha, or liberation. Dharmartha kama moksham, as you know. It is to attain the ultimate bliss, and yoga helps to achieve it. Bhagavad Gita shows the way the same thing through karma yoga, bhakti yoga, and jnana yoga. So here also Lalita Sahasranamam shows the same way. And Kanchi Mahabharya, he says about yoga, the direct meaning of yoga is to combine or merge. In our lives, we need to merge with many things. But none of these combinations are permanent. The mind is constantly wavering. On the contrary, if we can join with the thing that is the ultimate, and if we remain inseparable from it, that is true yoga. So Paramatma, the origin of our mind, is that ultimate thing. So that is the explanation for yoga. Now there is also another term called prana. What is prana? The prana in Sanskrit word means life energy. You know, you do pranayamam, right? Yama means control. Pranayamam means we control the life-giving energy by breathing exercises. So Sandhya Vandanam, you do pranayamam. So that is prana, which is forms a part of our body and moves through channels or nadis. Now, what is a nadi? Nadi is again a Sanskrit word, which means a tube or a channel or flow. In our body, nadis are subtle energy channels. They are like tubes, but through which the prana or life force energy flows. There are thousands of nadis in our body, but three of them are most important. They are called Ida, Pingala, and Susumna. They are within the spine. Ida is a lunar channel and is associated with feminine properties. Pingala is a solar channel and is associated with masculine properties. Both these nadis, they represent the duality in existence, which we may call as Shakti and Shiva. Now, the Sushumna nadi is in the center between the Ida and Pingala, right at the center. At the lower end of this nadi lies the root chakra. Now, this is where the dormant Kundalini energy rests like a coiled serpent. Now, through proper and systematic yogic practices, this energy can be awakened. And after awakening, it has to be carefully taken step by step to the upper chakras. A yogi can attain such ultimate bliss when he takes the Kundalini to the top crown chakra, which is the seat of Shiva and Shakti. So Lalita Sahasranamam describes Ambals in namas connected with the 7 key chakras. Today we are going to cover this, and this verse 106, I will now explain the meaning to it, so you better understand after understanding the basic terms. Mooladharam Bhujaruda. Ascending the Mooladhara lotus. Ambuja means lotus. The Mooladhara meaning the root support. It is the bottommost chakra of the chakra system. It has a presiding deity called Sakini. Now, Bhaskara explains, the yogini called Sakini, she resides in the four-petaled Mooladhara lotus. Her meditation is, we meditate upon Sakini, who resides in the four-petaled Mooladhara lotus. You can see it in the picture here. There are 4 lotus petals, 5-faced. She has got 5 faces, 3-eyed, smoke-colored, presiding over the bones, bearing in her hands the elephant hook or angusam, Yana Mudra, and attended by Varada and other deities. Varadadi Nishevita, fond of eating mudga beans, intoxicated with meat. So that is the explanation given by Bhaskara. So it also now is followed by meanings of the other word, Panchavaktra, which means this Devata is having 5 faces. You can see that also there. 5 faces, representing actually the 4 directions and the sky. Then come Asti Samsita. Asti Samsita is, Asti means bones, presiding over the bones. Ambal is existing in every part of the body, as he believed in Dharma. Someone can ask, how can she be present in bones? Look at it scientifically. What is an immune system? Everybody has their own immune system to resist the diseases. What are antibodies and who created them? Science tells us we are born with it. Obviously, this is a part of mother's creation. So Asti Samsita should not really be surprising us because science is supporting it. Ankushadi Praharana, armed with Ankusam. You have seen it, the elephant hook. It's a very small tool. An elephant is a huge animal. Yet it is controlled by a small hook called Ankusam. Now the elephant has respect to the Vahan or their handler. And to be frank, the quality of obeying him begins with fear of punishment. So, like the elephant handler, Yane Pahan as it's called in Tamil, Ambal is armed with an ankusam to control our elephant-like powerful mind that tends to run wild. The elephant contains, you can see the elephant in the picture here, within the square. It represents the power of human drive and the libido. Varadadi Nishevita, attended by Varada and others. In Sanskrit, after the letters Ya, Ra, La comes Va. And it is followed by letters Sha, Sha and Sa. So Ambal is surrounded by 4 Shaktis. Varada, who fulfills our desires. Sri Devi, who is the Shakti who provides wealth. Shanda is the 3rd deity, and Saraswati, the 4th one who provides knowledge. Thus, there are 4 Shaktis from Va, Varada to Saraswati. Varada, Sri Devi, Shanda, and Saraswati. You see the letters also correspond to the names. So Ambal is attended with these 4 Shaktis. Varadadi Nishevita. So that is the meaning of this particular verse. We will go to verse number 107 now. Mugdau dana sakta chitta Sakinyamba Swarupini, Agnya Chakrabja Nilaya, Shuklavarna Shadanana, Mugdo Dana Sakta Chitta. Ambal is very fond of food, which is mixed with mudga beans, as they call it, or moong, as it's very commonly called. Food and our mood both are related. There is a lot of research going on how these two are connected. Food can contribute not only to physical well-being, but also managing the mental health conditions, including things like depression, anxiety disorders. So if Ambal likes a particular type of food, there is certainly some great value in it. Let us see how moong can help. Moong is a legume plant, and moong beans are recognized for their highly nutritive value. We in India consume a lot of these, and moong is composed of about 20 to 50% protein, and they have lower calories compared to other cereals. So it's very, very good for people who are obese or diabetic. So moong dal is a split version of the whole moong bean. So mugdo danasasta means she's very fond of food mixed with mudga beans. Sakinyamba Swarupini. As I told you, the ruling deity here is Sakini. She's also another yogini. Next line is Agnya Chakrabja Nilaya. It means Ambal is residing over the Agnya Chakra lotus. Now, the presiding yogini for this is called Hakini. The gate is the sixth chakra on the path of Kundalini between and above the eyebrows here, referred to as the third eye. Literal meaning of Agnya is to command. The location of the chakra is behind the forehead, which is the seat of consciousness. Shiva has third eye, which is of extreme importance. It is also the point where two nadis, Ida and Pingala, which were separate all along, they merge with the central Sushumna. I mentioned about this earlier. The central Sushumna is there, Ida and Pingala are coming straight away there. They merge here in the Agnya Chakraptilya. So this duality is represented by two petal ends, and the pure consciousness with the Supreme Being is established in this Agnya Chakra. Now, Bhaskaraya is also commenting here. He says it's a two-petal lotus in the Agnya center between the eyebrows. There resides the yogini called Hakini. And the meditation on her is, we meditate upon Hakini, who resides between eyebrows in the two-petal Bindu lotus, while holding the Jnana Mudra, Damaru, Rudraksha bead, and she's six-faced, three-eyed, attended by Hamsavati and other Shaktis, fond of saffron flavored food, and doing good to all. That is the explanation given by Bhaskaraya. In yoga also, there is a mudra called Hakini Mudra. It is one of the Hasta Mudra, or hand gestures, which are performed for stimulating various parts of the mind. This mudra is believed to significantly remove depression and enhance power over mind. Then comes Shuklavarna. Shuklavarna is white-faced. White signifies purity, and both Shiva and Saraswati are white. Shadanana is Shad is six. Anana is face, like you have in Gajanana, elephant faced. Hakini is a deity having six faces. So that is the meaning of this particular verse 107. Let's move on to 108. Majja samsaham savati mukhya shakti samanvita haridra naika rasika Hakini Rupadarini. So here you see Majja Samsa. Majja is presiding over the marrow. What is marrow? You know, it's a kind of a soft, fatty substance which is in the cavity of the bones. In fact, the blood cells are produced here, and it is a source of strength and vitality. Ambal presides over this marrow. Hamsavati Mukhya Shakti Samanvita is attended by Hamsavati and other Mukhya important Shaktis. Hakini is on a two-petal lotus, which the Akshara Devata or Hamsavati and Shamavati. He is represented by Hamsavati is Ha letter and Shamavati is Sha. Shama means forgiving, right? Ha and Sha. So Hamsavati and Shamavati, she is accompanied by them. Haridrannaika Rasika, fond of Haridranna, which is rice cooked with turmeric. Haridra or turmeric is a natural and powerful antibiotic. It is antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-allergic. That's why we use it in all our preparation. Our dal, sambar, rasam, whatever. We use it extensively. And it is also now getting popular in the USA, where the turmeric powder is available in most stores now, grocery stores. And we also use raw turmeric to make a paste of it, and women apply it to improve the skin color. So Haridrannaika Rasika, one who is fond of these rice with turmeric. Now Bhaskar Raya interprets it as saffron flavored food, but it is also the same as the turmeric food. Hakini Rupadarini. She is swimming the form of Hakini. Now we learned about Dakini, Rakini, Lakini, and so on. Now we are learning about Hakini. Hakini is the goddess of the third eye, which is depicted as two-petal lotus, which is symbolizing two hemispheres of the brain. So she is the one who is Hakini Rupadarani. Hakini in Sanskrit means power or rule. Now, Hakini is the goddess of third eye, and Hakini Shakti is one form of Shakti who represent the creative energy and power of the universe. Now, she is depicted with pale pink skin, forearms, 6 heads sitting on a lotus flower, and 3 of her hands hold Shiva's drum, a skull, and a mala. A 4th hand is raised in a gesture of dispelling fear. It is like Abhayahastam. So this is the meaning of the verse number 108. You see the chart on the right side, which shows you the 7 chakras, starting from Mooladhara and ending up to Sahasrara on top. And you see all of them are depicted with certain colors, like Vidya, right from red, and it goes on to violet on the top. So you're on the bottom, Mooladhara, then Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Visuddha, Ajna, and Sahasrara. So these are the 7 chakras of the human bodies. So going further to the next verse, 109. Sahasratala Padmasta, Sarvavarno Pashobita, Sarvayudhara, Shukla Samchita, Sarvato Mukhi. Sarvayudhara, Shukla Samchita, Sarvato Mukhi. Sahasradala Padmasta. We are going to the top, which is Sahasradala Padmasta, residing in the 1000-petal lotus. The presiding deity here is a yogini called Yakini. After the Ajna Chakra comes the Sahasrara Chakra, which is the 7th and highest part of the body. It is located on the crown, on the head here. When a person Sahasrara opens, he experiences bliss, self-realization. It's a very height of intuition and profound tranquility. Just sheer bliss. The merging of Kundalini in the seventh chakra at the top of the brain, Sahasrara, is the abode of Shakti. This chakra is described in the great mandala of the Sri Chakra in Adi Shankara's Saundarya Lahiri. Now, Bhaskaraya comments here, the Brahmarandra, the 1,000-petal lotus, resides a yogini called Yakini. Her meditation is, we meditate upon the beneficent Devi Yakini, who resides the 1,000-petal lotus, the Brahmaranda, armed with all kinds of weapons, facing on every side, attended by a host of Shaktis from letters A to Cha, 51, all colored, fond of all kinds of food and devoted to the Supreme Shiva. So that is the description given by Bhaskar Raya to Sahasrala Padmastha Sarvavarno Pushopita. Sarvavarno Pushopita is, Sarvavarnam is, Ambad is brilliant, shining with Sarvavarnam, all colors. You know, when you have a prism and pure white light passes through it, it separates into visible colors. We call it Vigyar. Just to see 7 colors on the picture, you see. Colors are most powerful in our lives, and it has impact on our mood, feeling, and behavior. So we feel good, you know, when we wear colorful clothes and we present colorful flower bouquets to someone to honor. And in our tradition, we perform puja with colorful flowers. We make garlands with flowers, and we are happy to see Ambal decorated with flowers of different colors. That's why floral decorations, you know, they are part of our culture. I want to show you the one slide, next slide, which shows Sarvavarnopasobhita. You see here how beautiful it is. See the colors. You see Saradamba on the swan, decorated with all colorful flowers, and you see the slides on the other sides also. On the left top, you have my Maharajapuram deity, Vishnu Durgai, wearing beautiful, colorful flowers and also a garland of lemons. And on the right side, you find an Ambal decorated with colorful bangles. You also see a teir, or what you call a chariot, with the beautiful color on top. So these are the colors that Sarva Varnopasobhita is something which is very, very apt. And it is something which is connected with our Sanatana Dharma and our belief and tradition. In Bhaskaraya adds here Sarva, all Varna, 51 letters right from A to Cha. That is the 50 Shaktis from Amrita to Chamavati. They are in the petals. Counting these 50 backwards and forwards, we obtain 100 Shaktis. And these each reside in 10 petals, which means 1,000. Upa means 10, and each residing in 10 petals. And some, they repeat the Yogini Nyasa 10 times, each of these Shaktis, so to make up 1,000. So that is the interpretation that in each petal, you have 10 Shaktis and 1,000 petals. 100 Shaktis into 10 means 1,000. So next one is Sarvayudha Dharas. Sarvayudha. Ayudha means different weapons, you know. Sarva means all kinds of armed with all kinds of weapons. Sukla Samsita is residing in the semen, which is a reproductive force, and Sarvato Mukhi, facing on every side. I mentioned that before. Sarva Varno Pusopita, it's also Bhaskaraya says the Devi is facing all sides. So let's go to the next one, 110. Sarvaudana Prita Chikta, Yakinyamba Swarupini, Swaha Swadama Dirmeda, Sudis Pratiranutama. So here you see that Sarvodana Prita Chitta, is fond of all kinds of food, cooked food. Yakinyamba Swarupini means she's assuming the form of Mother Yakini. We described Devi under their forms of yoginis. Now, this is in the form of Yakini. After this, the Sahasranamam proceeds to describe Ambal with other qualities. Swaha Swada. You know, they use the word Swaha and Swada in Homam. Ahudis are offered to gods. We say Swaha. Now, they are oblations, which you use to Devas. And these two words, Swaha and Swada, they indicate Devi herself. In Markandeya Purana, it says, quoted by or Bhaskar Raya, there are 7 words which are used in the sacrifice. That is Ahudis. By repeating your name, O Devi, the merit of repeating the names are obtained by the Brahmavadins. By uttering your name in all the host of gods, they are all satisfied in sacrifices, for you are Swaha and you are named Swada, which gives satisfaction to the host of Pitrus. Swa means heaven and also the self, Swa. And Swaha is the wife of fire. No, there is also a Taittiriya Sruti which says, your own speech, Swa, aha. Swa means your own, and speech is aha, means one's own speech. Su, also, well, aha, speech. It means your own speech. That means you are explaining this as your speech which is giving a sacrifice. Swa is one's own people, aha, to go. So Ambal recognizes the people as her own self. This is another interpretation given by Bhaskar Raya. Linga Purana says, the wife of Shiva is in the form of fire, is said to be Swaha. The divine Skanda, 6-faced one, is also called by the wise the sun. The same confirms in Vayu Purana also. So you have these explanations given by various Puranas, Swaha and Swada, which are used in only the homams and oblations we give. The next word here is Swaha, Swada, Mati. Amati it is. Amati is little knowledge or avidya. She is in the form of the knowledge of modifications. When knowledge is modified, it becomes Amati. So Amati refers also to the first creation which did not have any intelligence, which is very little intelligence. So she is in the form of Amati. Meda, she is in the form of Meda. Meda means intelligence. Intelligence, Meda, you have heard the term Medavi, right? Which is referring to somebody who is considered very intelligent. So Ambal is also intelligent, Meda. So in Devi Mahatmyam, you have the slokam, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhir Upena Samsita Namastastai 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 Namo Namaha. That is again Devi, who in all beings, she is in the form of intelligence. And we keep offering namaskarams to her as she resides in the form of Buddhi. So, next is Shruti Smriti Ranuttama. Now you have these 2 words. Shruti refers to the Vedas. They were all heard by the rishis. So therefore they are called Shruti, which means what was heard. There is no human author for Vedas. It was all heard by the saints and Shruti rishis in those days, and then repeated to other people. Vedas, Upavedas, Vedanga, these are all Shrutis. And Smritis refers to what was remembered and then told, like Manusmriti. See, Shruti and Smriti are 2 important parts of our Sanatana Dharma. And they are all ancient scriptures which are also Ambal's form. So she is both Shruti and she is also Smriti. That's what these mean. Devi is described as Shruti and Smriti both. Anuttama. Anuttama means the best. There is nobody superior to Ambal. So she is called Anuttama. Nothing is found equal or superior to Ambal. So this is something which is also said in Bhagavad Gita. Pitasi lokasya chara charasya tamasya pujya Sri Gurur Gariyan natva samoti apyadikaga kuto anyo lokatraye apya pratima prabhava. This is something, you are the father of the entire universe, of all moving and non-moving beings. You are the most deserving of worship. There is none equal to you in all the three worlds. So that's the greatness of the Devi, who is described as Anuttama. There is none superior to her. Okay, next slokam is 111. Punyakirti punyalabhya punyashravana kirtana pulo majarchita bandhamojani bharbaralaka. Pulo majarchita bandhamochani bharbaralaka. Punyakirti. Punyakirti means she is famous for righteousness, whose fame itself sanctifies as Punyakirti. Punyalabhya, she is one who can be attained through righteousness, through Punyam. For Punyam means good actions performed. You know, in English there is no equivalent word. For Papam you can say sin. For Punya, what is it? You can only say good actions. So Punya here refers to good actions or righteous actions. And she can be attained by good actions performed. So that is where you can attain Ambal through good actions or performing Punya. Punya Shravana Kirtana means hearing and also praising Devi. Shravanam means hearing. Kirtanam means any recitation or even singing. And you can listen to that Punya Shravana Kirtana, even hearing it. If you don't know how to sing or you don't know how to recite, even hearing that, that is also considered holy and Punya Shravana Kirtana. Pulo Majarchita. Pulo Majarchita is, she is worshipped by Indra's wife. Now there is a story Bhaskaraya quotes from Deva Bhagavata Purana. It says, when Nahusa was ruling in the heaven, Indra's wife worshipped Devi because Indra had lost the kingdom, and she prayed to Devi that Indra should be restored with the kingdom. So the wife of Indra, she received the powerful mantra of Devi from Brahaspati, and she worshipped Tripura Sundari by offering various sacrifices of food, flowers, etc. And eventually she got Indra his kingdom. The power was restored. So this is a short story in Devi Bhagavata Purana. So she is worshipped by Indra's wife. That is mentioned here as Pulo Majarchita. Bandha Mochani. Bandha means what? Bond. You get bound by so many things. Not necessarily only relations, but you also get bonded with material pleasures, materials, pursuit of material things, And this Bandha Mochani, she removes those kind of bonds. It also means that you are bound by ignorance, bonds of ignorance, which are like a prison, So she removes that, and remover of those kind of bonds, ignorance, also materialistic bonds. So you can live, you can worship Devi to remove those kind of bonds. Barbaralaka. Barbaralaka means Devi has curly hair. No, curly hair is adding beauty to Devi. That's why it's called Barbaralaka. Okay, let's go to the next slokam. Vimarsha Rupini Vidya Vedadi Jagat Prasuhu Sarva Vyadi Prasamani Sarva Mrityu Nivarani. Vimarsha Rupini. Vimarsha means what? Description. Means significant word, like a speech. Vimarshanam say in Tamil, right? Vimarsha. So it is actually the Vimarsha is the first vibration of Parabrahman. That Shakti which produces the form of vibration called Vimarsha, that Brahman. Now, without Vimarsha, how can thought be manifested? Without thought, how can there be speech? Therefore, you require thought for the existence of speech, and thought, even when there is self-consciousness, is required speech. So, Vimarsha Rupini means she is in the form of Vimarshana, which is the inherent vibration of Parabrahman, to give you the thought and also produce the speech. Next line shows Vidya, because she is the Vidya which confers salvation. Devi Mahatmyam says the Holy Supreme Devi is Vidya. These are Vidya Upasana, right? She is referred to as Vidya, a certain kind of Kala, as Bhaskaraya puts it, which is the Tejas, and its nature is described in various tantras, Saiva tantras. So, Vidya is also meaning knowledge, which also means that which confers salvation, knowledge and action together. So that is described here as Vidya, Vyadadi Jagat Prasuhu, the mother of the universe. Vyadadi Jagat Prasuhu. Jagat means universe, which has got ether and various other things. And ether was the first one which arose from Atman. So Vyadadi Jagat Prasuhu is also the mother of the universe. Sarva-vyadi prasamani. She removes all diseases. Sarva-vyadi prasamani. Alleviating all diseases. Sarva mrityu nivarani. Dispelling all death. Mrityu means, untimely death, fatal disease, etc. So she is the one who relieves you from untimely death, fatal diseases. So next one, 113 sloka. Agrakanya achintya rupa kali kalmashanasini katyajani kalahantri kamalakshani shevita. Agrakanya. Now in the morning when you get up, sometimes you say Kara Grevasati Elashmi Karam Ate Saraswati Karam Ule to Govindaha. You look at your hands. Kara Gre means the tip Agra means foremost point or tipper. Agra Kanya. Kanya means belonging to a class or troop. So she is considered to be the first and foremost. She is the first of the whole universe, commander of the whole universe. So Agra Kanya means at the tip, the foremost point, tip or top. Achintya Rupa. Chintya means thinking. Achintya means not thinking. She is of unthinkable form. You cannot visualize her. Her nature is also unthinkable. Achintya Rupa. Kali Kalbashanasini. Kali means referring to Kali Yuga. Kalbasha is sins, Kali Kalbashanasini. She will destroy the sins in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is one where sins predominate and which cannot easily be destroyed by others. So here Ambal says Kali Kalbashanasini, who will destroy the sin in Kali Yuga. And it is also quoted by Bhaskar Raya that he is quoting Kurma Purana. He says, water is able to quench the fire. The sun dispels darkness. Likewise, the repetition of Devi's names destroys the multitude of sins in Kali Yuga. So Brahmanda Purana also is quoted where the remembering of the feet of Supreme Shakti is itself destroys sins consciously or unconsciously committed. So that is the greatness of even remembering the feet of Ambal. So Katyayani means, she was the daughter of a rishi called Tata. So she got the name Katyayani. So the name is a collective form of brightness, tejas of all the devas. And the Vamana Purana says that brightness which is best and the greatest is known in the world by the name Katyayani. Under that name, Ambal shines and is celebrated in the whole world. In Tamil Nadu, the village folks call her as Katai. Slang language, you can say Katai. Katyayani is called as Katai, one who protects Katar. Saraswati is called Pechai because Saraswati is known for speech. So in slang language, they call Pechai. So even villages, you find some names are being called by which Katyayani is also referred. Kalahantri is destroyer of time. She is one. Kala also refers to death. So who is the destroyer of time, also destroyer of death? Kamalaksha Nishevita, worshipped by Kamalaksha. So that is also described as a kind of a worship by Kamalaksha. And it is intended to be an example that people otherwise also worship Ambal by different names. And Kamalaksha Nishevita. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Saranye Trayambake Gauri Narajani Namostute. Om Swasti Prajapa Paripalayantam Nyayena Markena Mahim Bahimsa Go Brahmanebhyo Subhamastha Nityam Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
मंगलम गुरु श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर के शक्ति गणपति शारदांबिके शंकराचार्यर के शक्ति गणपति महागणपति शारदांबिके के கால பைரவர்க்கே காளி துர்க்கைக்கே வீர தீர சூர ஹனும மாருதி சரணத்திற்கே மல்லிகார்ஜுனர்க்கே செல்வ ஜனார்தனர்க்கே அம்பா பவானி கம்பத கணபதி சண்டி சாமுண்டிக்கே ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ண பகவானுக்கே ஸ்ரீ சக்கரவாசினிக்கே சீதாராம லக்ஷ்மண சகித மாருதி சரணத்திற்கே வித்யாரண்யருக்கே வித்யாசங்கரர்க்கே வாகீஸ்வரிக்கே வஜ்ரதேக கருட ஆஞ்சநேயருக்கே ஸ்ரீவள்ளி தேவ சேனா சமேத சுப்பிரமணியருக்கே துங்கபத்ரைக்கே ஸ்ருங்கநிவாசினிக்கே ஸ்ருங்கேரி புரியில் நிலைத்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே சச்சிதானந்த சிவ அபிநவ நிருசிம்ஹ பாரதிக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு சார்வபௌமருக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு வித்யா தீர்த்தருக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு பாரதி தீர்த்தருக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு விதுஷேகர பாரதிக்கே மங்களம் குரு ஸ்ரீ சந்திரமௌலீஸ்வருக்கே சக்தி கணபதி சாரதாம்பி சங்கராச்சாரியருக்கே சக்தி கணபதி மகாகணபதி சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே ஸ்ருங்கேரி புரியில் நிறைந்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you again. Until we meet next month. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Om Sri Matre Namaha.